Now, this might be the most bizarre of the theories, which you guys know me, I'm known for being the one out there, super bizarro Annie over here. So, albeit one that is grounded in scientific thought though. So let's dive in. This theory essentially argues that there was a sudden drop in the gravity in the corridor that the hikers were unfortunately camped in that night. Now, I'll say there is a little known, unproven phenomenon, but it does, at least in theory, exist that explains the eventual location of the campers' bodies. Now, for example, it is argued that those who first rushed outside the camp were essentially placed into a non-gravitational situation where they died instantly, as if they were in a vacuum. The others were dragged from the tent, which would explain the tears from the inside. They were literally ripped from the tent due to the sudden and dramatic drop in gravity. It is argued that the unusual phenomenon occurs more than people realize, but rarely results in such drastic situations. Now, as people aren't usually caught in that event when it happens, so we just really don't see that super often. Now, some researchers, though, they claim that if the hikers had simply kept their tent shut, they would have survived this rare incident.
What?
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
They got sucked out, but yet they're supposed to stay in there with it being shut. As far as I'm concerned, they had that thing shut. Yeah. It was cold.
Yeah. I mean, it was negative 22 degrees. I mean, good God.
Well, there is that one guy who's always super hot. And then they're like, would you please just open up the tent just a little? Yeah.
That'd be me.
I would be in two people's sleeping bags, snuggling somebody, saying how cold I still am.
I would be boxers.
Yeah. I would be butt-ass naked, laid out on the snow, making a snow angel, saying I'm still sweating out here.
Oh, baby, I'm sweating. Yeah.
Oh, my God. So now, is this gravity fluctuation thing, are they saying that it is a natural occurring phenomenon that happens in the environment, or that it's some type of like UFO that it's a weapon of a UFO? Ooh. That the UFO hovers over this specific location and then shoots down this gravity fluctuation type beam? Ooh. Or if this is a natural occurring thing, is this what killed Jeffrey Epstein? I don't know. We'll take
leave that in there because I'm just like, what?
But seriously, is this a natural occurring, or is this a weapon?
That's a great question.
It's a great question because there's actually theories about one, it might be a UFO or a secret weapon.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh,
let's hear one of those. Yeah, hit us up with one of those.
We'll hop to whatever say the secret weapon test theory. This theory could explain the mysterious deaths, reports of strange lights, and the air of secrecy with which the Soviet authorities handled the incident. Many rumors persisted in the area that the Soviets would regularly test secret weapons. Some have even claimed that neutron weapons were in use. The injuries of some of the campers who had severe internal trauma but little external damage would certainly suggest some sort of advance in secretive technology. Might it be possible that the Soviet military were testing weapons designed to scare the United States, for example, only to kill 9 of its own citizens, much like the Gulag theories? This scenario would result in an instant and deep cover-up.
It sounds familiar, right? Just the government covering up their mistakes by making shit up. You go ahead, Aaron. Yours is going to be way more educated sounding.
No. I was just going to say, I mean, it could be a secret weapons test. But I just thought of something that I'm kind of leaning more towards now, but I'll save that to personal thoughts and theories to the end.
So I know one of you guys mentioned that it could have been possibly a UFO shooting off or some side effect of that. So, we got a hypothesis for that too. So some researchers have this theory. And while there's no evidence to suggest that they're correct, there are some interesting details to examine that might suggest involvement of a highly advanced craft from another world. For example, where 2 of the hikers were discovered next to the burnt-out remains of the campfire, there was substantial damage to the trees that overlooked the makeshift base. The damage was around 15 feet high. Some researchers have theorized that this was the result of a UFO hovering just above the treetops. Furthermore, some of the group would be discovered months after they disappeared, and they were found with pieces of their skin, lips, and eyes apparently surgically removed. While some claim these are injuries, and they were merely the result of decomposition, others say the seemingly precise cuts suggest intelligent action.
This is the first time I've heard of them having pieces of skin, lips, and
Yeah.
well, I heard about their eyes, that girl's eye and tongue, but never of them having like surgically
No.
stuff cut off of them, or stuff cut off of them surgically.
Very odd.
That's odd.
I agree. I would have liked if the thought went deeper into who exactly was missing those, so you could look at the autopsy to verify so-and-so was missing a piece of his lip or whatever.
Yeah, the only one we know that was actually missing eyes were one of the females.
Yeah.
Yeah, the eyes and the tongue. I didn't hear anything
Oh,
about lips or skin.
I solved it. It was Jeepers Creepers.
Oh my God. Going over there sniffing them. But hey, something I wanted to say real quick. During this time frame in the late 50s, this was the same time frame that we talked about during during our Patreon episode this week of the secret Nazi space program. During the late 50s and 60s, supposedly the Nazis were really testing out their UFO stuff. You know, that's when they had the reptilians wrapped around their finger and they were flying stuff around. So make sure you check that one out, that Patreon episode out. Really good. But moving on to the next theory, unless y'all had something else you want to say about UFOs.
I won't say UFO, but some kind of aircraft. It kind of makes sense, blowing them out of the tent, destroying the tent up, I guess. The pressure coming from.
Yeah, with that gravity machine.
And maybe
They ripped it up and covered it with snow at the same time, as if something pushed and moved snow in a sudden fashion.
hey, maybe the UFO has fucking neutron weapons, that secret weapon.
Maybe it was a new
Oh.
driver, right? He was letting the teenage son drive it. And he was like, quick, we got it. Okay, we're going to watch some humans. Look at them. Oh, they're staring at us, Dad. Okay, we got to leave. And he accidentally pushes the fire the laser button. No, it's the wrong button.
I'm going to fire my laser
Shit,
off.
let's just go.
We're entering ludicrous mode.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go on to the next theory, which is the one we talked about, or we've been kind of mentioning here and there, the Mansi people, which is the local tribe. So this theory is that the deaths of the individuals were the result of attacks from the local tribes in the area, most notably the Mansi tribe that we talked about. There's no real evidence of this, though, so this is just a straight-up theory. But the Mansi people were largely peaceful and uninterested in the outside world. They kind of kept to themselves. Furthermore, much like the details already mentioned when examining the apparent escape from their tent, there was no evidence in the surrounding snow of people attacking them because it was largely undisturbed. Such an approach by a tribe, if they went and killed these people, they wouldn't be thinking about covering their tracks up. But then again, they might have. I don't know. I don't know much about this tribe. While they certainly make a convenient scapegoat, there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever that the Mansi or any other tribe in the area were responsible for these strange deaths. It perhaps should be noted, though, that the local tribes did refer to the mountain where the incident took place as the Mountain of the Dead, like we talked about earlier. So, strange, plausible, not really, at least for me. But, just something worth thinking about, little knowledge nugget.
Do they have any rituals of removing tongues or eyes, this tribe?
I don't know. If they do have rituals of removing tongues and eyes, I mean, that's a dead giveaway. They attacked in the middle of the night during a blizzard and freaking killed these people and took a tongue and an eyeball and left. sprinkle a little bit of radioactivity